Welcome to the Del Wamsley Radio Show. Listen and grow as Del questions the status quo, encourages you to think differently, and empowers you to make a better life. Get ready as Del challenges core beliefs, seeks the truth, and reveals the roadmap to the lifestyle you really want. And now your host, multi-millionaire, national award-winning investor, CEO and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, Del Wamsley.
Welcome to the Del Wamsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. My name is Al Gordon. I am proudly sitting in for Del, who right now is sitting on a bus. He is sitting on a bus right now. And you're wondering, why is Del sitting on a bus? And why are you sitting at his desk? Well, here's the whole 411 on what's going on. We are in the middle of our Expo event. And many of you are thinking to yourselves, Expo? What is Expo? What is it you talk about, oh, Al Gordon, who is sitting in for Del Wamsley? Well, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the largest in-person gathering of successful real estate investors. And we're calling it Expo 2024. Now, to kick off Expo, we're running our Multifamily Masters Tour. And what that is an opportunity for members and non-members to get on a bus with Del and some of our mentors and tour some of our members' apartment communities. And they get insider information on how the business model of real estate investing works. It is a great experience. Now, I said there's 2 days worth of that. Today is day one. Tomorrow is day two. Now, if you want to be a part of that, you can be a part of it still. All you got to do is get to the Irving Convention Center here in Las Colinas and in Irving, Texas. That's where I'm at. I'm right near Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport and Love Field. So, depending on where you are in the nation, you're either within a couple hours drive or you're a couple hours airline flight to my destination location. And I know there's still hotel rooms around here. So if you want to be a part of what we're doing, I'm going to make it even sweeter for you. I'm going to give you free access to the Expo event. Now, that doesn't include the Multifamily Masters Tour, which is a separate event. Okay, that is a separate paid event. If you want to be a part of that, I think there's still a couple of tickets left. The best way to check that out is to go to lifestylesunlimited.com. When you get to lifestylesunlimited.com, click on the Tour Plus Expo button. It's right there at the very top. You can't miss it. Click on that, and what that's going to do, it's going to give you an opportunity to register for the Multifamily Masters Tour. Now, if you want to do the Masters Tour or not, but you want to attend the Expo event, which will officially kick off tomorrow at 1 p.m., do this. Text the word FREE to 88007. You heard me correctly. Text the word FREE to 88007. What's going to happen is we're going to waive the entrance fee to the Expo event. We're going to give you free access to this real estate investor opportunity. And I'm calling it an opportunity because for me, it's an opportunity to meet a whole bunch of people that I haven't had the opportunity to meet yet. And I'm looking forward to that. I'll be honest with you. This Expo event that we're doing right now, it has many, many hours dedicated specifically to networking type of activities. It has many, many hours dedicated to education type activities. And it has many, many hours giving you the opportunity to meet with and talk with a lot of what I will call very interesting people, because those are the types of people that attend our Expo event. All right, back to Del. He's sitting on a bus. Why is he sitting on a bus? Because he is educating those people that took advantage of day one of the Multifamily Masters Tour. What they're doing is they're driving to an apartment community that is owned and operated by a Lifestyles Unlimited member. That particular property is made available to us to take a look at. So we're going to tour the property. We're going to learn the business model that the lead investor put into place, or the independent rental operator, because we have both types of assets on our tour. What's the difference? Okay, the difference is a lead investor is somebody who syndicates a property to other Lifestyles Unlimited members. An independent rental operator is just that. They're independent of other owners. They own the asset by themselves. You can own multifamily assets either way. It's totally fine. And we do both within the eco-structure of Lifestyles Unlimited. But when they get to the property, what happens is they're greeted by the host, and the host is going to walk them through everything that they've done to rehabilitate that particular property. Now, that property may be completed or it may be in progress. Now, why do we go to both types of properties? We go to both types of properties because it's an opportunity to learn from both types of properties. It's an opportunity to see what things look like when they're in the process of rehabilitation. It's also good to see what a complete community looks like when somebody has completed the cycle of rehabilitation of the property. Pretty cool stuff. You're going to get a lowdown on the financials. They're literally going to open up their books and they're going to share financial information with you. They're going to share information about the income that the apartment community generates. They're going to share with you information about the expenses. And why do you need to know those two things? Because when you subtract the expenses from the income, you wind up with something called net operating income. And that is one of the two pieces of information you need to have in your toolkit in order to determine value for the multifamily asset. Yeah, so to determine value, you take the net operating income, you divide it by the capitalization rate, and that is set by the markets. That's not something that I set. It's not something that Dell sets. It's not something that Lifestyles Unlimited sets. It is something that the market derives, which determines what the value of an asset should be based on its income streams. So you take the net operating income, divide it by the cap rate, and that gives you the value of the property. And what you'll find when you go on these multifamily masters road trips is you're going to learn a lot of things that you did not know. I could spend the rest of the radio show just talking about all those little nuances. And I know there are some of you that want me to do that, but my time is limited because I have other information I need to share with you. What I want to share with you is what is going to happen at the Wealth and Passive Income Expo. And this year, we're celebrating family, friends, fun, and financial freedom. And to do so, we've opened up more spaces to connect with other investors, industry experts, vendors, Lifestyles Unlimited mentors, and our own life changers. We're going to give you the opportunity to meet all of these people, and you can get it done starting tomorrow, literally at 1 p.m. That's when this whole thing kicks off, 1 p.m. tomorrow. If you're within the sound of my voice, you need to get here to the Irving Convention Center at Las Colinas in Irving, Texas. Drive here, fly here, however you need to get here, you need to get here, and you need to get free tickets. Text FREE to 88007 to get your free tickets. Okay, because we don't want there to be a barrier for you to get here. And I know there's still plenty of flights that get you to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport or Love Field for those of you that need to fly in. And for those of you that are driving, there's plenty of parking available to you. So you've got to get down here to the Los Colinas Convention. Well, the Irving Convention Center at Los Colinas. I mean, they've got a long name. It's real easy for me to mess it up. All right, Expo. Expo is the best opportunity of the year to network, make new friends, and learn from successful, seasoned investors who have followed and retired themselves using the Lifestyles Unlimited roadmap. You're going to get a chance to meet Del Wamsley, our founder and CEO, and we've had to add additional capacity because people are demanding, well, they're demanding capacity. They're demanding the ability to be a part of what we're doing. And I'm opening up that opportunity to you. If you want to be a part of what we do and you want to join me, you want to join Del Wamsley, you want to join the 50,000 members of Lifestyles Unlimited, although not all 50,000 are showing up. We don't have enough space for 50,000, but we have enough space for around 5,000 of us. Okay, does that make sense? So at the end of the day, there's a place for you. I want to make it easy for you to attend. In other words, I do not want there to be a financial barrier for you to attend. So what I want you to do is I want you to text the word FREE. Yeah, that's it. FREE, the word FREE, to 88007. That's 88007. Kind of catchy, isn't it? Text FREE to 88007. What's going to happen is going to put you in communication with a member of our team who's going to get you free tickets to the Expo. So it's not going to cost you a dime to enter into the Expo. What is going to cost you money is whatever it costs you to get here. Now, I did a little scanning for airline prices, and just as an example, I'm not telling you that you can get this airline price, but I was checking as to what it would cost to fly from the Bay Area. I figured that's a fairly decent distance away from Dallas-Fort Worth, right? What does it cost to fly from the Bay Area of San Francisco, say San Jose International Airport, to Dallas-Fort Worth and back? And I'm finding, believe it or not, round-trip tickets for less than $200. So you can fly here for less than $200, and you can get an Uber to get you to the venue, and then an Uber to get you back to the airport. And what about a place to stay? All right, there are still rooms. I did a scan for the different hotels that are around the area, and there are still rooms available. Now, we do not have a block of rooms anymore under Lifestyles Unlimited's name because, those came and went. Those have been in the distant past, and we've not been able to secure additional room blocks. But that doesn't mean that the hotels do not have rooms. They do have rooms, and when I did a little scan for what do we anticipate the cost for a room to be, it's working out to be about $100 per night. Now, I don't have any control over the hotel rooms, but I do have this to say. Let's say you decide to fly out here and you decide to get out here in time for tomorrow afternoon's events. Check-in starts at 1 o'clock. The first major event doesn't start until 4 p.m. So that literally gives you all day tomorrow to travel here. Get here. Does that make sense? Okay, so that means you need a hotel room for Thursday night, Friday night, probably Saturday night, okay, and you leave Sunday. So that's $300 for a hotel room. So far I've got your budget at $300 for the lodging, $200 per person for the airfare. Let's say you're going to bring your spouse out here, okay? So it's what, $400 for the airfare? So now you're into $700. $700, and we haven't talked about what does it cost for you to eat. So maybe it's about $1,000 in order to attend Expo. And some of you are thinking, yeah, right there, that's a bridge too far. $1,000 is too much money for me to spend on myself to go rub elbows with people that know exactly what they're doing with real estate investing, and they might teach me a thing or three. Yeah. So the point I want to make is that you're investing $1,000 into the future you. You're making an investment into a future business plan that we like to call at Lifestyles Unlimited real estate. Yeah, real estate. That's what we do at Lifestyles Unlimited. We teach people like you, like me, how to correctly, not incorrectly, but to correctly invest in real estate assets. And not just any type of real estate assets, because, I mean, if we're talking about real estate, we could be talking about a lot of different asset types. The asset types that we focus on at Lifestyles Unlimited are residential based, meaning they have to do with single-family houses all the way up to fourplexes, and they have to do with multifamily apartment communities. We don't do anything else, nothing else. And here's the reason why. And we learned it crystal clear during the pandemic. Everybody needs a place to live. Do they not? Everybody in our society needs a place to live. Even the homeless population needs a place to live. So there is demand for the service that we provide. And that service is clean, functional workforce housing to a demographic within our economy that is looking for exactly that type of commodity. Does that make sense? So what we do is we learn how to invest correctly. We learn how to buy correctly. We learn how to remediate the real estate correctly. We learn how to lease the real estate correctly. We learn how to operate the real estate correctly. We learn how to bring the right people onto our team so that we always have the right people to advise us on what we're trying to accomplish. Does that sound like a good plan to you? Well, It sounded like a good plan to me when I became a member of Lifestyles Unlimited back in 2017. And back in 2017, I'll just tell you flat out, I had a retirement problem. I had a huge retirement problem. See, I had tried to retire from the United States Army in 2014, and I earned a pension. I still get that pension today. But the amount that pension pays me was not enough money to support the demands of my household. Does that make sense? So when I retired, I had to live off of 1/3 of what I used to make. It was dismal. When we come back from the break, I'll give you the rest of the story. Stick around.
Teaching you with a roadmap to creating the lifestyle you really want. Keep listening. The Del Wamsley Radio Show returns in moments.
Del Wamsley interviews Chad and Lisa.
This property, for you to have done what you've done, won the award, changed it around, done all the rehab, has got to be worth a lot more.
We purchased for $8.275, and it's worth $19 million now. So
Wait, whoa. That is incredible. I can see why you won an award, and that's great.
Lifestyles Unlimited. Over 33 years teaching the real estate retirement roadmap. Text the word radio to 88007 for a $297 membership. Save $443 off the regular price. Text radio to 88007.
You're hearing the Del Wamsley Radio Show. Want more life-changing knowledge? Access our podcast and listen on demand at lifestylesunlimited.com under the radio tab. Now your host, Del Wamsley.
Welcome back to the Del Wamsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. My name is Al Gordon. I'm proudly sitting in for Del, who's on a bus right now. He is on a bus right now, hanging out with a bunch of Lifestyles Unlimited members and non-Lifestyles Unlimited members that decided that they wanted to get onto a bus with Del and go tour a bunch of apartment communities and learn literally from the inside out how it works to own apartment communities. Pretty cool stuff. I mean, there is so much information being exchanged right now. And here's the other takeaway. It's not just one bus. We got a bunch of buses. Yeah, we've tapped into all of our mentors. We've tapped into all of our operations consultants. We've tapped into Del Wamsley himself, and we've basically maxed the team out to provide as much space for people that want to do this stuff. And I tell you, apparently there's a lot of people that want to do that stuff because we sold out twice and we had to add additional capacity. We finally got to the point where you get to a place in education where the ratio of students to the information flow gets out of balance. In other words, the teacher to student ratio becomes out of whack. And when you can't control your students, then the education stops happening. So we, as Lifestyles Unlimited, as an organization, know very well what our maximum capacity is, and we just filled to that maximum capacity, and we're at max capacity. So what I'm telling you is that there may or may not be some seats for the Multifamily Masters Tour tomorrow. Now, two ways to find out how to do that. First of all, let me give you an opportunity to come to the Expo event, which is going to kick off tomorrow afternoon and run all the way through Saturday. Text the word free to 88007. That's the word free to 88007. And what's going to happen is we're going to get you free entrance to the Expo. You don't have to pay for it. Does that make sense? Okay, the other thing that you want to do, if you want to go on the Multifamily Masters Tour, this is what happens every year. It happens every year. One or two people, well-intentioned, who have paid for their tickets to go on that Masters Tour are unable to make it. Maybe it's a health emergency. Maybe it's a transportation problem that they couldn't get here on time. Whatever the reason is, and they have to give up their tickets. If they give up their tickets, those tickets could become available to you. Does that make sense? So what I'm saying is the best way to check to see if there are any tickets available, because you can't get on the Masters road trip for today. It's that ship has already sailed. Those buses are already out educating everybody. But there are some people that didn't make it to the buses today that were intending to go on the buses tomorrow. Get my drift? Okay. How do you find out about those particular seats? Go to lifestylesunlimited.com. lifestylesunlimited.com. I know it's a lot to do, especially when you're driving. If you're driving, please pull over. I don't want to be responsible for what could happen. All right, so you're at lifestylesunlimited.com. All right, see up there near the top, it says Tour plus Expo. Click on that. If there are available seats, they should represent themselves when you click on that. You may have to click through a couple of things, but it will let you know whether or not it's sold out or not. Does that make sense? If it's sold out, you can still come to the expo. You can still be a part of everything we're going to do, because I will tell you, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a really good time. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we open up. We open our doors at 1 p.m. And here's where I need you to be at 4 p.m. I need you to be at what we call our expert hall. What's that, our expert hall? Okay, our expert hall is a place, it's basically a big expo ballroom where we bring all of our different vendors. These are all different entities that are interested in getting to know us as real estate professionals, and they're offering opportunities to work with them in what they provide for a business. Does that make sense? So you're going to run into people like lenders, you're going to run into attorneys, you're going to run into tax professionals, you're going to run into general contractors, you're going to run into basically every line of work that you need to have some type of relationship with. And that expert hall opens up at 1 o'clock. I want you in the expert hall networking. Okay, I want you walking around and meeting people. Now, let's say you can't get here right at 1 o'clock. Let's say you can't get here until 3 o'clock. Not a problem. Not a problem. Get here at 3 o'clock and then get into the expert hall and start networking around. Do your thing. Meet people. Understand what they offer you from a services standpoint. Does that make sense? Okay, because whether you know it or not, you are going to build a real estate business. And it's all going to start with making a few relationships. And that's what I want you to do. At 4 o'clock, we have the most important event for you to attend. So you've got to be here hopefully by 4 o'clock. If you can't make it by 4 o'clock, it's still not the kiss of death. But here's what you're going to miss. You're going to miss the How to Expo class. We're going to have David Fisher and David Rizika, two of our life changers, stand up in front of everybody, and they're going to walk you through everything you need to know in order to get the most out of your expo experience. Now, it's only going to be an hour long, but in that hour, we're going to pack it full of information. We're going to break down all the different tracks. Yeah, there are different tracks that you can pursue. There's a single family track. There's a multifamily track. The multifamily track is broken into different tracks. We'll go over all of those different things. And here's why we break everything up into tracks. Because not everybody is interested in doing the same thing as everybody else. I mean, if you're primarily a multifamily investor, do you want to follow the single family track? Well, you would if you want to learn something about single family and add that information to your arsenal of information you already have on multifamily. But I would tell you this, if you're primarily a multifamily investor, you should choose one of the multifamily tracks that makes the most sense for you so that you can maximize your educational experience while you're here at Expo. You've got to get to Irving, Texas. Where's Irving, Texas? It's literally right in between Dallas and Fort Worth. If you fly into Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, you're an Uber ride away. Let's say your airline goes into Love Field, which is the other Dallas-Fort Worth airport, okay? Yeah, Uber ride away. I mean, we're literally in the center of both airports. So getting here isn't hard. Driving here isn't hard. We're right off of the interstate system. You can get here. Dallas, believe it or not, has an interstate service. I mean, I know. Some of you in California don't believe that Dallas is as advanced as you guys are, but they are. They are. I'm just here to tell you, they do have an interstate system. All right, so what's going on? So tomorrow, remember, I need you to be here by 4 p.m. If you can't make it by 4 p.m., I'll think of something. I'll find out something. For tomorrow's show, I'll have something for you guys that weren't able to make it by 4 o'clock. But for those of you that can get there by 4 o'clock, I want you there at 4 o'clock because the expo will kick off with our expert hall doors opening at 1 p.m. And then at 4 p.m., you'll hear David and David, that's David Fisher and David Ruzicka, explain the concept of how to expo. It's a 1-hour class on how you get the most out of your expo experience. Now, Friday, we want you to join us for a full morning of breakout sessions. You can follow one of our recommended educational tracks, or you can freelance and do your own thing. We're not going to tell you how to expo. We just want you to expo. At 11 o'clock sharp, for those of you that purchased the Platinum Pass, we want you to head over to the Westin Hotel for our networking lunch. Again, that's for those of you that have purchased the Platinum Pass. Now, where's the Westin Hotel? Now, some of you will be staying in the Westin Hotel. Others will be staying in other hotels around the Irving Convention Center. But the Westin Hotel is literally across the parking lot from the Irving Convention Center. That's how close these two venues are to each other. And what we're going to do in the networking lunch is we're going to give you an opportunity to, well, get this, network. And we're going to introduce to you our ambassadors. Who are our ambassadors? That's what you're wondering, right? Who are the ambassadors and what is an ambassador? As a matter of fact, I got an email the other day from somebody saying, what is an ambassador? What do they do? Okay, real simple. Ambassadors are members of Lifestyles Unlimited that are not on the paid staff. They're not. They can come and go as they please. They do what they want to do. But at the end of the day, they put together Lifestyles Unlimited events in the areas where they live. So the ambassadors that live where I live, they put together meetup events. It's an opportunity for us as members to get together locally, exchange information, exchange contacts, get to know each other. And the big thing is exchanging phone numbers so that you have somebody that's available to you that you can call if you need to call somebody. I mean, that's the beauty of being a part of the Lifestyles Unlimited community. So the ambassadors put all those things together, and what's important to you is you need to know who your ambassador is. Yeah, you have an ambassador. You just haven't met them yet. So when you meet them, that's the person that's going to put events together for you in your local area, provided we have an ambassador serving your local area. All right, when we're done with the lunch and we're done with the ambassador introductions, we're all going to go from the Westin Hotel to the Toyota Music Factory, which is just down the walkway. And we're going to hear Dell's keynote address, followed by informative and inspiring on-stage interviews with members of our Lifestyles Unlimited family. These are people that are going to spill the beans. They're going to share with you all kinds of insider information that you want to hear. And the most important insider information is the information about how they achieved financial freedom. They're also going to open up their books. They'll share their financials with you. They will flat out tell you whether or not they're a millionaire. They'll flat out tell you if they're a multimillionaire. They will tell you if they're neither, but they have a plan to get there. Pretty cool stuff, right? All right, what else is going on? All right, there is a special track for Platinum Pass holders. My understanding is there are still a few Platinum Passes available for purchase if you're interested in doing the Platinum Pass. What does the Platinum Pass do for you? Well, you're invited to join us for the networking lunches on Friday and Saturday, as well as the VIP networking and cocktail party with hors d'oeuvres after Dell's keynote at the Pavilion on Friday. And this event will round out a day of learning, networking, and growing. I will tell you that by the time Thursday afternoon rolls around, you should feel pretty tired. You should feel smoked. But here's the thing. You should be just getting going because you still have 2 full days ahead of you. Text free to 88007. Let's get you those free tickets to Lifestyles Unlimited's Expo.
The information and opinions you hear on the Del Wamsley Radio Show are those of the host, Del Wamsley, his guests, and his callers. The Del Wamsley Show is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult a professional regarding your personal investment needs. Nothing presented on the Del Wamsley Show constitutes an endorsement, recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or security.